Loving endurance is what I'm talking about today. And I want to talk about it because it's incredibly helpful when challenges come up in life to have capacity for loving endurance. There are things that come up that you just have to move through one way or another, things that are uncomfortable, things that are stressful, things that put pressure on your life in one way or another. And how you move through challenge really affects your pets because they're effectively moving through any kind of challenge you experience with you. And the more you can find this way to have powerful, loving endurance to move through whatever challenge you have going on in your life, the more your pets are going to have a nice experience of moving through it with you. And of course, there are times when you have to have loving endurance with your pets. If your pets are, have problems, you got to find a way to find loving endurance to support them through their problems, to support them through whatever health issues or behavioral issues or whatever is going on for them. So loving endurance for me is not just about being loving and kind to myself. It's about then growing the capacity to be loving and kind to everyone else around me while I'm going through whatever I'm going through. Now today I've got a bit of a cold. I got some body aches. I got a kind of woolly head and I'd really rather be in bed, but there's these things that need to be done. And for me, loving endurance today has looked like backing off on my morning exercises and self-care program and just doing a little bit less, taking a little bit more gently, but not stopping it, because it's important to me to keep going even if I'm not feeling great, to at least be doing something. And that is part of my loving endurance training. And the biggest way I've found to build my capacity for loving endurance, for healthy, being able to meet healthy discomfort, so that the thing is that if I increase my capacity to meet healthy discomfort, then I also increase my capacity to meet unhealthy discomfort. And like I said, today I've got a cold. So I am able to move through my little cold and stay cheerful and stay joyful and adapt what I'm doing so that I might not do as much as I normally do, but I still get done what I need to get done. But I get it done in a way that is not pushing myself through a challenge. I found that pushing yourself through challenges nearly always leads to a collapse at some point. And collapsing is not a lot of fun. I did a lot of it early on in my life. So loving endurance for me has been learning about how to love healthy endurance, healthy discomfort, exercise. So I exercise 5 mornings a week, no matter what. And nearly always there's an element of discomfort in that, getting through the push-ups or the cycling or the qigong or the meditation, the energy practices. There's nearly always, I don't necessarily love doing all the practices that make me stronger and help me build up this capacity for loving endurance. And I want to be able to meet and rise to challenges in a way that I can move through them with grace, and that I can help my animals move through them with grace, and that I can stay kind and present and caring, even if I'm feeling like crap. Now, today I feel a little bit crappy, and here I am talking to you, and I feel happy and joyful within this whole thing. I haven't, I've got a terrible cold, I'm going to die. No, it's like I've got a bit of a cold, and I've been training for endurance and health and loving endurance for years and years and years. So I can get through this day, and I can get through my work, and I can get through everything, but I just adjust it all so that I get through it in a way that's loving to me. And if I'm loving to me, I'm truly loving to me, then I can be more loving to everyone else. So I still can have presence and attention and connection with my animals and my beloved and any clients that I might be working with. I can show up. Now, part of the reason for this is that if you really want to have loving endurance in your life in a strong, powerful way, so that when challenges come up, you can meet them and move through them in a way that cares for you and cares for everyone around you, you got to get into training for it before you hit the challenges. You've got to be training and building your capacity for healthy discomfort. And the best way I know to do that is exercise, resistance exercise and aerobic exercise, because I've got to tell you what, exercise, when you do it properly, is always at least a little bit uncomfortable and leaves you with sore muscles. And while you're doing it, it's like, oh, this is hard work. I don't necessarily like it. But if you do it and do it and do it, then when you get to the point of having any kind of challenge come up in your life, you can flow through that challenge, loving and caring for yourself, you have more strength in your body and your mind and your spirit, and you can help your animals through challenges that they might meet. So, we had Loki, our little kitten, had his testicles removed by me last week, and he had to wear a collar, and he didn't like that. So, I had to lovingly help him endure the not liking of having this collar on. And, I have more capacity to be patient and kind when I practice and train for this kind of thing. So loving endurance is something that I encourage you to explore in your life, to train for, to build this capacity, to be able to endure healthy discomfort. Because if you can endure healthy discomfort consistently again and again in your life, when you get unhealthy discomfort, when you get challenges, illnesses, unexpected emergencies, all these kinds of things, you're going to be able to move through them a lot easier, and that will make a tremendously beautiful, big difference for your animals. And also then if you have an emergency with your animals, you're going to be able to move through that with them and support them through that much, much better. Thank you so much for listening. Love to hear from you in the comments. Love to hear where you're from and what you liked about this. If you did like this video, come follow us on socials. And if you need a one-on-one session for any kind of holistic veterinary help or healing, hit me up with a message. Love to help you out. Have a beautiful week. Give your pets a pat from me.